Yo, parish orphans and retrogrades. Today I appear with Steph to discuss lots of stuff. Just lots of stuff involving the dames since the victory of President Donald J. Trump, number 45 and 47 and arguably 46. It's a cultural moment that confronts us, and it's a feminist cultural moment, and I've been telling you folks that it's going to happen for 5 years. I told you that we're going to, at some point, restore nature. And by restore nature, I just mean we can't pretend that men and women are equals in rank all the time. We can't pretend that men and women are the same thing forever. This is a relatively recent development in human history. And I told you 5 years ago when I announced the case for patriarchy that it was going away. I told you it was going away. And I've also insinuated many times over the last several years that when the faulty act, when the artifice vanishes, when nature is restored, where we stop pretending men and women are equals, that women are equal with men, that women are not going to deal with it well because we've conditioned them like Pavlov's dog to salivate every time they hear the W word, woman. They think they're going to get another compliment. They think they're going to get more accoutrements of power and influence. They sit at the controls, and they've come close twice to the presidency, and twice Donald Trump smacked them back. So we're going to talk about what exactly is this phenomenon. It's really Steph's analysis and sort of the Clarence Thomas of the women's world. Steph will be telling us what that is, what we're seeing en masse, women going nuts and filming themselves doing it. And then also we're going to talk about what it means to be a pick-me and how women try to disincentivize, women like Steph who state you can't run from nature. And
really,
finally,
all women are pick-me's, but we'll get to that.
That's it. All women were built to be pick-me's.
They
right?
all are.
Eve was made for Adam. Man was created first. Woman was created for man, not the other way around. So all women want to be picked. We're talking about the nasty, nasty hoes that didn't get picked. Speaking of which, some current events. One of those nasty hoes is a 56-year-old
57
dame,
with pink hair. Marla Rose.
Yeah. So Marla Rose, who broke into NJF's house since he got doxxed because he said, your body, my choice, or your body, our choice.
I think she merely knocked on his door and harassed him. It was the story. It's so ridiculous. Golly.
We're going to give you our very Catholic analysis on that. It's good for him. He defended himself. Yep. And that's coming up. That's what we're going to do. It's all part and parcel of the en masse trained, manufactured, CIA-generated response to women being told, sorry, you're lied to. You're not that great. You're good at what you do, but you're not better at being men than men.
That's right.
That's today's show. Remember to like this video, click subscribe, click the notification bell. If you want to support the show, do so on Locals. We could always use more support. And of course, comment on the video. We're trying to reach a goal of 100,000 subscribers. So if you're watching my channel without being a subscriber, please do that right now. Also, now that the election is come and gone, we would remind you, it should be a kind of morning in America, but things are still really bad. While you still can, get out of your blue state, get to a red state. Today, states' rights are the truest version of America. Go to realestateforlife.org. Okay, so the Clarence Thomas of the dames is you, at least around my apartment. Yeah, what do you say? So you don't...
Yeah. I guess I would be, the Clarence Thomas, the Uncle Tom of women. I'm noticing a lot of the reaction online from women, particularly going after conservative women, white women, just women in general who went for Trump this time along. I just have some very basic points for them. First off, I'd tell them your values and sympathies and struggles are not my struggles. We're not friends just because we share a biology. I typically don't like most women because of the frantic and hysterical nature that they've devolved into. I'm not naturally on your side, by the way, just because you and I are both females. I typically follow my own moral compass, which is aligned with my husband's. I'm on his side because I picked the right guy for me because I am a smart person. And most of all, I'm on Christ's side because he is king. So they can just go pound sand if they're going to try to guilt trip women like myself, who just because we share a biology, that we somehow have to be sympathetic to their hysterical ramblings. No thanks.
Amen. And white women did turn a slight majority for Trump, right?
Yeah.
52, 53%. So you're in that 52,
Right.
53% of white ladies who turned out for Trump, and they're getting is part of the en masse hysterical response, filmed, intentionally curated, which normally means you're going to look good. It was, temper tantrum that we've seen on social media over the last week is part of that pointed at like white ladies who voted for Trump?
Yeah, it's particularly Caucasian women, but I would just say it's looking at, and we have some of them on the screen right now, it's hysterical women who, let's be honest, are probably on some sort of antidepressant, or the contraceptions, just the chemicals are getting to their brains. They're just out of control, hysterical, and I'm supposed to feel bad because I didn't vote with these basket cases who, let's just be honest. I mean, we'll get to the Nick Fuentes thing where he's like, your body, my choice forever. Half of these broads on the internet who are like filming themselves having a mental breakdown aren't even fit to make decisions for themselves. Nevertheless, the entire country. And they're certainly not in a position to be lambasting other women to take their side just because we share the same biology. Get real.
What you said was really interesting over the weekend. We were talking about it, laughing about it, these nasty ass hoes. And just, I mean, literally just, I don't know, looking at Twitter together the way we sometimes do and saying what a clown world it is. And you said something relatively simple that had never struck me. They're melting down. I can't really account for wanting people to see you melt down the way they're getting their hair straightened, like Matt Marston said, making sure they look okay, then hitting play and like menstruating all over themselves or whatever it is. But I can't account for that. What I can account for, because I think it was a good idea by you, is they're absolutely having a fit that this election cycle seems to be the coming out party of worldwide men who empowered them. I mean, Boomer and Greatest Generation men empowered them a few generations ago by telling them lies about themselves, telling it like Dumbo with the magic feather, telling these big elephants who can't fly that they can fly with the magic feather. And I forget, can Dumbo actually fly? That would bust the metaphor. But the point is, they're finally finding out not only that they can't fly, they can't enter politics, they can't be president, they can't be good legislators, they can't be good judges. That is gender dysphoria. But also that no one ever really thought they could. They were put there by subversives. I don't care whether you call it Masons or Marxists or make it a JQ thing. I'm not saying that doesn't matter. I'm saying it was by subversives who knew how to demoralize this country, put women in charge of politics, put women in charge of the church, put women in charge of the parochial system and parishes and the chanceries, and put women in charge, dare I say it, even of homes. That messes everything up. And it's how the original sin stole into the world, Eve overcoming Adam, really Adam standing down to Eve. And now they're just getting the point that Elon runs Twitter. We can go on Twitter and say this stuff. Men rule the world,
ladies. That's what they woke up and they found out, that men rule the world. And thank God for it, too. But yeah, they realized, I think what we're seeing, this hysteria that we're seeing partly is that they realize that no one cares about their feelings. Nobody thinks that they're like tough and strong and that they're fit to rule the world. they aren't. And they realized that in mass numbers in America, that not all of us aren't your cucked boyfriends and husbands, sweethearts. Like, all of us bandied together. I didn't vote. I'll get into that later. But the men voted out in record numbers, and they said, no, thank you. Ladies, no, thank you. We don't want a woman running the country. And women woke up and they were like, wow, our rhetoric and our cucked boyfriends, I guess, aren't typical the American populace. And I guess they were shocked. They were shocked by this news.
Yeah, the cucked boyfriends. We'll talk about what the 4B thing is that's spreading on social media. Their cucked husbands are not typical of the American populace, insofar as, again, they've been lied to, they've been opped, it's been a psyop, and a lot of the cucked boyfriends and husbands seem to really believe this stuff. Even Jack Posobiec saying, hey, one of the up-and-comers of 2024 has been Tulsi Gabbard. What position do you want her for in the Trump cabinet? And I was like, I want her to go home and get into her own cabinet so she can cook and clean where she belongs. So we're fighting against Republicans as much as Democrats, Catholics as much as, the pagan world, trad Catholics as much as Novus Ordo Catholics. Everyone that's supposed to be on the right side here and based is cucked. Yeah. And there's only a few people that are really with us. And so when we talk about what's typical of the American experience, even the right of center American experience, we're not necessarily talking about fellow anti-feminists.
No, that's very true. I love that tweet, by the way. The only cabinet she needs to go and rearrange or organize is her kitchen cabinets.
Or have anything to do with.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
They just, I don't want ever. I think more people just need to be comfortable just saying how they feel. I feel like this election, we have a little bit more of that, which I've been encouraged by. I have been very encouraged that men are just outright just saying the truth, that they don't want a woman to lead the country. I certainly don't want a woman leading anything. I know what women are good for, and I'm very comfortable saying what that is because I believe that Christ is king, and he's told us what women are good for. So I'm just on that party line, if you will. So you're not going to shame me into believing something that's just utterly preposterous, like a woman could successfully run this country. The woman could barely get through emails, through interviews. It was a tragic, uncomfortable experiment, even watching her try to articulate her lack of platform or any intelligible argument. It's just, it almost made me feel kind of bad for her, like watching her try to meet muster with Trump. Yikes. No thanks. No thank you.